What's up? This is the One Nation Podcast 864. And it's your boy T Rook rocking with y'all tonight, man. How y'all doing out there? How you doing? How you living? Hope your new year is going great. And I just wanted to talk to y'all tonight, man. Just get on here and let y'all know. We gonna talk about turning points, man. How many of y'all know about turning points? Cause the way I see it, turning points can come at any part of your life. It could be good things, it could be bad things. But we're going to focus, since this is a podcast that we focus on positivity, we're going to talk about the good turning points in life. I can speak, for myself, can't speak for nobody else, but I'm going to just tell you something. I consider a turning point is when God's put you in a position and you start to see things different, like, okay, this can be bigger than what it actually is, or this is what I was put here for, or okay, this is what I've been waiting on. And I just want to speak on my past experiences. One stands out the most. Really, it does, man. I mean, to be honest, I was the only child coming up, and I used to just, man, want a brother and sister so bad. But I found out that my mom couldn't have no more kids. So I was kind of stuck in the spot where I guess you would say I pretended that like my cousins and friends was like my brothers and sisters. This is something the only child goes through, you know what I mean? And I can honestly say as the years went on, graduated high school, then going 2 years to, the community college here, Spartanburg Tech, I felt like it wasn't for me. I felt like college just wasn't my thing. Really, I had gave my all in high school, and I really was going to college just because my mother wanted me to go. It wasn't like it was something I wanted to do, because I actually wanted to get straight out of high school and start a trade or something that way. But I never told her that, and I probably should have opened my mouth before I went ahead and spent this money for nothing. You know what I mean? But I can honestly say, man, it's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be my own boss. And with that, I always wanted to make a change for my family. And at the time, it was just me, my mother, my father. But, your mother, she holds a special bond with you. And I wanted to do things for my mother that she has never done before. Like, for instance, I wanted to fly her out the country. I wanted to, just take her to, like, I wanted to do like a little thing where I take her to all her favorite restaurants. I wanted to take on these elaborate shopping sprees. I wanted to see what it would be like to purchase her, her first house with me doing that. So that's when I got out of there, man. I just started grinding. I got me a job. I held down that job, and I had like 2 jobs. And see, my mom, she was actually over the second job I was on. And I told her one day, I said, Mom, you know what? I say, I want to be in position to where you don't have to do this job no more. I want to be able to tell you to sit down, relax, kick your feet up, and anything you want, I got you. I'll get it for you. I'll do this. I'll do whatever it takes. And coming from my mother was like the ultimate hustler, and she was just like, I know T, but I like to get it on my own. But I was like, Mom, I got this. So I can honestly say, man, the turning point for me came when I got on my knees one night. I asked God, I was young. So I asked him, I say, Lord, one day I want to be able to be in position that I can provide for not only me, but my family. But first and foremost, the main person in my family, my mother. And I shared to him what I wanted to do, places I wanted to take her, things I wanted to do with her, things of that nature. And the turning point came, I have to say, around 2008. And by the way, it was the same year my mother ended up having her aneurysm. But my mother used to tell me something all the time. She used to tell me, she'd say, T, if you open your mouth, the world will listen. I really didn't know what that meant at all, you know? And she said, all you gotta do is open your mouth. And you know, I was known for being a goofball back then, talk junk, just act crazy with everybody. But she used to tell me that all the time. So in my mind, I used to write poetry. So I started getting back into my poetry and I was reading a psalm or whatever. She was like, nah, that's not it. I was like, what you mean? She said, no, don't get me wrong. She said, the poetry is good. She said, but that's not what I meant about you can change a lot of things if you just open your mouth. So me being young, crazy, wanting to party all the time, I said, Ma, I ain't got time for that. I said, I'm writing this poetry. I said, that's the only thing I really know. She was like, you'll see one day. I said, Mom, I don't know about that. She said, trust me, you'll see one day. And I said, I tell you what. I said, I'm going to just sit back and let it come to me. Now, I fast forward to now. And by the way, if y'all don't know my story, I lost my mother in 2011 to cancer. And I went through a depression, but we ain't talking about that tonight. But what I'm doing right now with this podcast, speaking life, speaking positivity into people, getting rid of all the negative vibes, putting my all into everything and getting my words through a microphone and putting it on a platform for the world to see is what she meant. Just imagine if I had done that then. If I had got rid of this cloudy brain and listened to what she was telling me then and put what I'm doing now back in 2000 and probably like 8 or 9, oh man, no telling where I'll be right now. But I didn't understand that. I didn't know that my voice could possibly change some things. But it's not just my voice, it's what I keep in my heart. It's my soul. If anybody knows me, I care a lot for people. And I try my best not to let negative thoughts get caught up in the things that I do. I try to stay positive. And I've been doing good so far. And that turning point came, not only, the turning point was talked about then, but the turning point came in year 2020 when I thought about it. I said, this is what she was talking about. This is the change my mother was talking about. This is what she meant by if I open my mouth and speak with my heart through this microphone, it can change things. Now, let me slow you down. Not saying it's going to change the world, but I got a story for you. I battled with depression. I went through it. I opened up my mouth. I talked about it. I laid everything on the line. Matter of fact, you can find that podcast in season 1. It's called Mental Health. And I got a unanimous message after they watched my podcast. And they told me, thank you. Because I helped them come out and tell what's been on their heart for over 9 years. And they battled it just like me, behind closed doors. And they was able to come out and get that off their chest. And the person told me, hearing my story, hearing what I said, possibly stop them from harming themselves. That was big for me. When I did that, I said, this thing is deeper than I thought. I said, this is way serious because I'm not the only one battling with this. And that turning point came when my mother told me that one day I would get it, open my mouth, and I could possibly change the world, change some lives, speak life into people, positivity into people, uplift people, motivate people. I'm just a people person. See, I don't do this for me. I do this for the people. See, that's what One Nation is all about. It don't matter your skin color. It don't matter your background. It don't matter your age. It don't matter where you're from. It don't matter the clothes you wear, the car you drive, because we all do two things. We all breathe the same air, and we all bleed the same, which meaning we're all human. We're all God's children. That's what the world has to see. And we got to bring together with this unity. You know, I've been talking about this for a long time, but that was my turning point. That's when I seen and I look back on my life like, yo, this is what you really do. You've never hated a person because they was this way or they were that color. You have a big heart. And you always talk about uplifting people. You always talk about motivating people, guiding them the right way. That turning point came, 2020 was time. And now I'm here in 2023. And to be honest, I feel like I'm in a better place. Not with just the podcast, not with just the brand, but I'm a better person. You know, because as you grow, you mature. And I don't care how old you get, you can learn something every day. And I've been learning. I put away my foolish ways and I sit back and I just listen to people. I listen to them when they speak. You don't know, the tongue is a very powerful thing. God gave us a voice, and that's just as powerful. What was your turning point? What was something that you seen that you said, okay, it's time? And trust me, your turning point doesn't come from you just thinking of something. God put that in you. And he's waiting for you to receive your turning point. You was born with it. Nobody can take it away from you. But you got to open up your eyes, your heart, and listen to God. Once you find out your calling, and he shows you your turning point, it could be through anything. Mine was through my mother. Yours may be through a person off the street, a friend, a family member. Heck, sometimes it could be through a commercial. You know what? It maybe even just hit you out the blue from a random thought. But what you gonna do with your turning point? I chose to motivate, uplift, speak positivity into the world, and try to bring us all together on one accord. And bring nothing but happiness and peace. That's what I chose to do. Not because I feel like it. I know that's why I was put on this earth to do. What's your turning point? When you gonna make that change? When you gonna take that leap? 365 days in a year. God wake you up, bless you, allow you to see another day. Do something with it. Change something. I'm not asking you to change lives. I'm asking you to change something maybe about yourself. Or do something more positive. Let's try to leave all the negatives alone. We're not here for that. But when you hit that turning point, what you gonna do? Are you gonna ignore it? Or are you gonna actually sit down, take the time, and talk to the man above like, okay, God, let's do it. One of my favorite things I've heard recently was the rapper DaBaby. And I've said this plenty of times on my Facebook page. And in the interview, he said, whatever God want me to go through, let's go through it. Chin up, chest out, let's go. He don't put nothing heavy or more powerful on you than you can bear. I just wanted to spend that little time with y'all tonight. 15 minutes, small little episode. But we're going to be back again Friday night. And we're going to be back Saturday with my guy JJ Day. Y'all don't forget to tune in and watch that. But this is all audio tonight. I want y'all to hear this. What's your turning point? What you going to do? You know, a lot of people say the world is yours, which is not a lie. You was put on this earth just like the next person. We all are God's children. Yo, this has been the One Nation Podcast 864 with your boy Rook. Now I catch y'all back here Friday night, man. Don't forget episode 4, we going up. But what you gonna do with your turning point? This your boy Rook. One Nation 864, and I'm out.